And to be a little bit more specific, if we were on a scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is you're 100% against, 10 is 100% in favor of including them in the non-discrimination laws, and 5 is somewhere in the middle, and then you have your whole scale there. Where do you think you'd put yourself?
6.
6. Okay. What would be a reason you would vote for it, and what would be a reason you wouldn't vote for it?
What would be the reason I would is because I'm not judgmental. It's
Sure.
Everybody has their own preference.
Sure.
There's no reason why I wouldn't vote for it, but I wouldn't want that around children.
Mm-hmm.
People could pretend to be and go after our kids. I mean, that's something big to think about, and that probably would change a lot of people's minds.
Do you know someone who is
Yes,
transgender?
I have someone in my family.
So is transgender?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. How are you related to them?
It's my nephew.
Your nephew? Or
Niece, whatever.
Niece. Okay. Okay. So she.
He was born a boy, but he wants to be a girl.
Okay. How much has she talked to you about that at all?
Actually, that's funny because he felt like I'm not quite comfortable with it, so he stopped talking to me because seeing him with the wig, with the hair and the lipstick, and it's hard when you when I raised him when he was a baby, he was a boy. But he felt like I don't accept it.
Right. Do you know why they feel that way?
I don't.
Right.
That's something I would want to know because,
right.
Like I said, I don't try to judge anybody. Their preference is their preference.
So your niece, what name is she asking you?
That's another thing. His name, and the name that he's going by is.
I have a friend who was in kind of a similar situation, I suppose. So this is my friend on the left.
Okay.
One of my best friends. Great guy. And he is transgender, so he was born a girl. He was raised as a girl. And I think what's really important was that it wasn't his body that mattered so much. It didn't matter what body looks like. He's still definitely a boy, but he really wanted his body to reflect that and to feel very real to him. And he got his chest flattened. And he was really excited about it. He took a bunch of selfies of himself with his flattened chest. He sent a picture back to one of his best friends from high school, and she said, she just wasn't expecting it. And I think it really caught her off guard, and she said, "Oh, what? That's really weird." And he had been so excited about that surgery, and it really hurt him, I think, to hear his friend react that way.
Wow. Maybe that's the way I kind of reacted towards him without saying it, but the way I guess I was acting. As if it's like, don't come around me, that's really weird.
I couldn't, honestly, no one in
now
my
you make
family.
me feel bad because...
No, I'm definitely not trying to... I think it's really complicated.
I didn't even think about it like that. Like, if I was in his position, it's kind of hard to, I never thought about it that way.
I'm wondering, is there a time that you ever kind of felt like you were on the receiving end of that? Like, when you ever felt different?
Not really. Mine is totally something else. But
No, that's totally fine. I think we can all relate to that feeling of being judged.
Oh,
yeah. That's really relevant.
All the time.
What's maybe a specific time?
Maybe a couple years ago, when I first moved out to LA. Just got a lot of bad vibes here and there and there and there. It totally make you feel like you're alone or.
Yeah. What were some of the things that happened?
Well, with this workplace that I work at, I don't really want to go into details about that, but because I'm from somewhere else, some of the girls I feel like were like didn't like me or knick-knack picked at me or said things like I should go back where I was at. Yeah. So a lot of that made me feel different.
I'm really sorry to hear about that. That must have been really...
Oh, yeah.
You were just trying to start a new job?
Yeah. It was hard, especially when you have kids and, you're working to provide, to be a provider, and you're going through all that. So a lot of things were going in my mind at that time. I need the money, I need this, so I stayed longer, and suffered some of them things, but it didn't get better, it got worse.
I definitely remember, being at school, and I started I'm gay, and it was really, that was an important thing for me. And I was the only one at my high school who was. So I started a gay-straight alliance just because I kind of wanted to see what more was happening there. But at the end of the year, I won like a senior award. It was my senior year of high school, and I got an award for it. And afterwards, when I won it, and I was leaving the gym, a group of guys came up to me and said, like, you don't deserve that award, like, you're a fag, and, like, you only got that because you're gay, and because you started this club, and the administration feels like they had to, like, do this for you. And so that, you know, and it's all kind of that same feeling of, like, they see you, and you're different, and, like, so that's how I felt, and that's how I felt when they told me about that, and it sounds like you felt that way, and it sounds maybe like that way. So that's why it's really important to me that something like this law is on the books, so that people doesn't have to go to work and feel like they're going to be fired because everyone's looking at them differently or something like that.
That's true. I think that was one of the cases too. He used to go to work as a boy, and I guess he posted Facebook pages of him at work with a wig, with his hair, and I think he got fired for that.
Yeah, and that's actually exactly what this law is doing. Actually, is
okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Right. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, I remember at the beginning you did mention they were talking about the bathrooms and about women and children not being safe in bathrooms. Was there something you wanted to talk?
Well, no, that's just like one of my fears. Like, like I don't judge, but that would be like the one thing that I would think. Okay, well, no, that's not okay.
And I think
that would be scary, you know.
You know, and that way it's almost like comparing apples and oranges. Like, sex offenders are like a completely different set of people from like, or. So I mean, let's say before I met, I would like go to the bathroom and go in, do my business, wash my hands, and leave. After I met, we would go into the bathroom together, and same thing. We'd just both go in and do our business and wash our hands and leave. Like, it didn't change anything to come into the bathroom with me, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Okay. Not the.
Yeah. I don't see no problem with that. I mean, he should be able to. I guess that's probably what my nephew was going to do. He should be able to. Yeah. I never really thought about all that like that, you know? But that makes sense.
So that could then bring you back to this rating scale. It's one last time where 0 is you would 100% vote against including transgender people in non-discrimination laws, and 10 is you would 100% vote in favor of it, and then everywhere in the middle on a scale.
I would totally vote in favor of it.
Totally vote in favor?
Yeah.
Like a 10?
Yes.
All right.
I mean, because it's only right. I mean, let a person be who they are. No?
Right.
Hiding it is worse, so let them out.
Absolutely.
I believe that. Like, everybody should have the right to be who they want to be.